Back in high school, my friends and I had this spot, an abandoned overpass on the edge of town. Construction stopped in the 90s and it just stayed there. A concrete skeleton reaching into nothing. No one went there. That's why we loved it. Every Friday night, we'd climb up the structure, smoke, blast music, and forget about our shitty lives for a few hours. It was our escape. My buddy Derek, he was the wildest of us all. Always pushing boundaries. Always curious. That's what got him in trouble. It started small. We began finding things up there. A wallet. Empty. Just sitting on the concrete. Then a shoe. A single shoe, laces still tied. Then a jacket. Random stuff that looked like someone had dropped it in a hurry, or had it ripped off them. Derek became obsessed. Someone's leaving this here, he'd say. We need to figure out who. We laughed it off. But Derek? He kept going back. Alone. During the week. Searching for answers. 3 weeks later, Derek didn't show up to school. His mom called everyone. Police got involved. Search parties. Nothing. Until they found his jacket. That leather jacket he never took off. Hanging on the overpass railing. Still smelled like his cologne and cigarettes. Like he'd just taken it off. A month passed. I was angry. Depressed. I needed closure. So I went back. Alone. At night. Stupid, I know. When I got to the top of the overpass, I saw them. 3 people. Standing at the edge. Completely still. Not moving. Not talking. Just standing there. Staring down into the darkness below. I froze. Then I turned on my flashlight. And that's when I recognized one of them. Mr. Holloway. The night security guard from our school who got fired 6 months earlier for inappropriate behavior with students. Whatever that meant. He saw me, and he smiled. Then he waved, slowly, like he was inviting me to come closer. And then he yelled, "Derek. Derek, come back." Like he was calling for him. Like Derek was still there somewhere. I ran. I didn't stop running until I got to my car. 2 years passed. I tried to forget. Tried to move on. Then one morning I walked outside to go to work. And there it was. Mr. Holloway's car. Parked right in front of my house. Same beat-up sedan. Same scratched license plate. DK 7734. I remembered it because it looked like Derek, if you squinted. I called the cops immediately. But by the time they arrived 15 minutes later, the car was gone. They checked the plate. No record. Didn't exist. But here's the thing that still keeps me up at night. A week after that, I found something on my front porch. My old baseball cap. The one I'd lost at the overpass 3 years ago. Just sitting there. Like someone had carefully placed it. 2 weeks later, another package. Derek's wallet. The same one we'd found empty on the overpass before he disappeared. I moved to another state 6 months ago. Changed my number. Deleted social media. Last week, I found a shoe on my doorstep. A single shoe. Laces still tied. I don't know if Derek is alive. I don't know what Mr. Holloway and those people were doing. But I know one thing. They're still collecting. I work in sales. I drive. A lot. Sometimes 400 miles a day, 5 days a week. You get used to the roads. The same gas stations. The same rest stops. There's one I always stopped at. Highway 81, mile marker 247. Clean bathrooms, good parking, quiet. I'd stop there every Tuesday and Thursday like clockwork. About 3 months ago, I started noticing this RV. Big gray thing. Looked old but well maintained. Always parked in the same spot, back corner of the lot. I figured someone lived there. You see that sometimes. People down on their luck, living out of RVs. Didn't think much of it. Until I started seeing the same RV at different rest stops. Mile 198. Same RV, same gray paint. Same Montana license plate. MTN 4733. Mile 302. There it was again. Mile 156. Different highway. Different state. Same RV. Here's the problem. I'd drive 200 miles between these stops. It would take me 3 hours. But somehow this RV was always there before me. Already parked. Like it had been waiting. I started keeping notes. Dates. Times. Locations. The pattern made no sense. One night, I stopped at mile 247 at 3 a.m. I was exhausted. Just needed to close my eyes for 20 minutes. The RV was there. But this time, the door was open. I know what you're thinking. Don't go in. And you're right. But curiosity is a hell of a drug. I walked over. Knocked. No answer. The smell hit me first. Like rotten meat mixed with chemicals. I gagged. I looked inside. Empty. Almost. Just a bare interior. But the walls. Jesus, the walls. Scratch marks. Deep ones. Like someone had clawed at them trying to get out. And on the floor there was a pile of keys. Car keys. Dozens of them. All on those personalized keychains. You know, the ones with names engraved on them. Tom R. Jennifer K. Mike S. I didn't recognize any of them. But then I saw one that made my blood freeze. Sarah M. Sarah Martinez. A sales rep from a competing company. She disappeared last year. Just stopped showing up. Everyone assumed she quit and moved. No one questioned it. I grabbed my phone to call 911. No signal. Of course. I ran back to my car and drove until I found signal. Called the cops. Gave them the location. They said they'd send someone. When they arrived 40 minutes later, the RV was gone. They searched the area. Nothing. They ran the plate number. Didn't exist. Never had. I stopped using that rest stop. Changed my routes. Started stopping at different places. Random ones. Never the same twice. Last week, I stopped at a rest stop in Tennessee. Mile 89 on I-40. I'd never been there before. Random choice. The RV was there. I sat in my car, engine running, ready to leave. Then the RV door opened. A man stepped out. Tall. Thin. Wearing a trucker hat. He looked right at me. And started walking toward my car. He was carrying something. A ring of keys. Dozens of them. Jingling with each step. I threw my car in reverse and floored it. Tires screaming. I didn't look back until I hit the highway. But in my rearview mirror, I saw him throw something onto the pavement where I'd been parked. The next day during daylight I went back. I had to know. There, in the parking spot, was a key. My spare key. The one I keep hidden inside my car. In the center console. Locked. How did he get it? I still drive for work. I have to. It's my job. But now I don't stop at rest stops. I drive 600 miles without stopping. I piss in bottles. I don't care. Because 2 days ago I saw the RV again. Parked on my street. Outside my apartment. Same plate. MTN 4733. I called the cops. They came. Checked the plate. Checked the VIN. The RV is registered to a man who died in 1987. The RV left that night. But this morning I found something under my windshield wiper. A keychain. With my name on it. Okay, I need a second. That one still messes with me. Let's move to the last story. This one's different. It's about family. And secrets. And what happens when you inherit something you were never supposed to find. My grandfather died last March. Heart attack. He was 84. Lived a quiet life. Retired mechanic. Everyone loved him. 2 months after the funeral, my aunt received a bill in the mail. A storage unit facility. 3 months overdue. We had no idea he had a storage unit. The address was on the edge of town. West Side Storage Facility, Building C, Unit 237. My cousin Dave and I volunteered to go clean it out. We figured it'd be old tools, maybe some furniture. Easy job. The facility was old. Half empty. The guy at the front desk was ancient. He looked at the unit number and said, 237? Your grandfather was a good man. Paid cash. Every month. For 40 years. Never missed a payment until he passed. 40 years. We opened the unit. It smelled like dust and old paper. Inside was a chair, a table, a lamp. And stacks of newspapers. Hundreds of them. All yellowed and brittle. Dating back to the 1980s. Every single one had articles circled in red marker. Missing persons. Disappearances. Unsolved cases. Dave looked at me. What the hell was Grandpa doing? Then we found the notebook. It was a composition notebook. The kind you use in school. Every page filled with my grandfather's handwriting. Neat. Meticulous. He was tracking patterns. Connections between the disappearances. Dates. Locations. He thought someone was responsible. A single person. Operating for decades. On the last page, one name was underlined over and over. J. Connors, he works here. The final entry, dated 2 weeks before my grandfather died. Saw J. Connors moving something from Unit 193 to Unit 201 at 3 a.m. Wrapped in tarp. Body-sized. I know he saw me watching. He knows that I know. I can't come back here. Dave and I just stared at each other. Then we walked to the front desk. The old guy was gone. Replaced by a younger woman. I asked, do you have an employee named J. Connors? She checked the computer. No one by that name. Never has been. We went to Unit 201. New padlock. Heavy duty. We should have called the cops. But we didn't. Dave had bolt cutters in his truck. We cut the lock. The smell hit us immediately. Rotting. Chemical. Like someone had tried to clean something horrible and failed. Inside were tarps. Blue plastic tarps. Stacked. We didn't open them. We couldn't. We called 911. Told them everything. They said they'd send someone immediately. We waited in the parking lot. 20 minutes later, 3 cop cars arrived. They went to Unit 201. We watched from a distance. 5 minutes later, one of the officers came back. He looked confused. There's nothing there. Unit's completely empty. Smells like bleach, but nothing else. We went back to Unit 237. My grandfather's unit, where we'd been just an hour earlier. Empty. Completely empty. The newspapers, the notebook, the chair, the lamp, everything. Gone. The officer said, "Are you boys feeling okay? Maybe the grief is." We left. We didn't argue. Last week I got a letter from Westside Storage Facility. It said I had an overdue payment for Unit 237. It said my rental agreement started the day after Dave and I visited. I never signed anything. Inside the envelope was a key and a handwritten note. "Your grandfather was too curious. You inherited that from him. See you soon. Jay." I haven't gone back. I'm not going to. But here's what keeps me up at night. My grandfather's official cause of death was a heart attack. Natural causes. But what if it wasn't? What if someone with access to a facility full of storage units, full of locked rooms that no one checks, decided my grandfather knew too much? I burned the letter, threw away the key, changed my address. But 2 days ago I received another bill. For Unit 237. This time with a photo attached. It's me, standing in front of my new apartment. Yesterday. I don't know who Jay Connors is. I don't know what's in those units. But I know one thing. Whatever my grandfather found, it found me too. 3 stories. 3 places that should have been safe. A hangout spot. A rest stop. A family storage unit. All of them hiding something. Or someone. The scariest part? These places are everywhere. That abandoned building you pass every day. That rest stop you always use. That storage facility on the edge of town. How many of them are being watched? How many of them are being used? If this video made you feel uncomfortable, good. That means you're paying attention. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you want more stories that'll make you think twice about the places you go. And tell me in the comments, do you have a place like this? Somewhere that felt safe, until it didn't? Thanks for watching. And remember, some places are only empty because you haven't looked close enough.